Welcome back, Pokemon Trainers. Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and it's time for episode number 44 of our Pokemon Sapphire playthrough. In the last episode, if you missed it, I'm going to give you a quick recap, but feel free to stop this video and go back and check it out if you didn't see it, because some pretty cool stuff happened. We spent the entire episode in Moss Deep City Gym, because we had a whole way to figure out this puzzle of like moving tiles and all this stuff, but we did manage to come out victorious. As you can see, we have the mine badge at the bottom of the layout, and we didn't lose anybody, which was pretty cool. And, of course, by getting our badge, we can get a Pokemon back from the injury box. First of all, what I'm going to do is put away a couple Pokemon, because there's going to be some team changing going on in this episode. First of all, our previously returning Pokemon from previous generations. Before I do any of that, hang on, let me take the items, because they could come in handy. But the two Pokemon that were victorious in the gym battle, the Brain and Smarty the Noctowl here. I'm going to take that as well. So we're going to put them away because we're going to focus on using the new Pokemon in this generation. But if we do lose another Pokemon along the way, they're kind of the first ones that we're going to want to bring back, because although we did use Jiggy earlier, he was knocked out, so we're going to kind of bump him down in the rotation a little bit and let him sit out, because he's already taken his licks during this playthrough of Pokemon Sapphire. So for that reason, Jiggy, you've served your purpose well. We lost him in a grinding montage, which is pretty bad, but you were with us for at least a little while, buddy. But yes, the Brain and Smarty. Smarty is lower level, so we're going to put him first. He's going to be the first one to come back. The Brain will be second, and then if something bad happens, we lose another Pokemon past 2, we have all these other Pokemon just waiting to come back for their chance to shine in Pokemon Silver. Sorry, Pokemon Sapphire. Silver is a long time ago. But, as I say, with the victory over the gym leaders of Moss Deep City, we have the option to bring back an injured Pokemon. As you can see, there's only one. Our starter from Professor Birch back in Little Root Town. Skippy the Marshtomp rejoins the team.
We'll be together, and you can be sure that forever and a day, that's how long we'll stay together and forevermore.
But that's not all. We want to get another Pokemon, because with the Mine Badge now in our collection, we can use Dive outside of battle. And I believe Steven did give us the HM for Dive. I just want to double check to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we got it from him when we made it to his house here. We have Dive. Now, let's see who can learn Dive on the team. Skippy can learn it. But I already have Skippy using Surf, and I don't want to use like too many HMs on one Pokemon. So at this point in my original playthrough of Sapphire, this is where I added a new Pokemon to the team as an active member, and we're going to fish for them. We're going to go ahead and fire off the old rod. I don't like the other rods because, like the old rod, you have to just only hit that once, right? The other rods, you have to constantly hit like 3 times, 6 times, whatever it is. So, what does the old rod give us? I don't want to waste time with too much fishing. Give us a Magikarp. So we're going to run from that. The only reason is because what I'm looking for is a male Magikarp. And that is going to be the new team member. Now you might be thinking, wait a minute, I watched your Pokemon Blue playthrough all the way through. Oh, I hit A too soon. I watched your Pokemon Silver playthrough all the way through. You already have a Gyarados in your collection. Why are you going for a Magikarp now? The reason is, in the original playthrough of Pokemon Sapphire, you can get Tentacool? Anyway, the original playthrough of Pokemon Sapphire, as it turned out, you could not send your Pokemon from the Gen 2 games to the Gen 3 games. So all the Pokemon I had in Pokemon Silver were kind of locked in there, and in my actual cartridge, they're still locked in there. But, actually, no, I didn't even... Did I send them up to Silver? I think I did. Anyway, they're still locked in the Game Boy games. Unfortunately, I had no way to move the team up to the generation of Gen 3 and the Game Boy Advance. So, I thought, I want to have a Gyarados on the team again, so I went ahead and caught a Magikarp. Now, if it will show up... Don't you love fishing? It's the funnest thing ever. Come on, I got some training to do. Of course, we can't teach Magikarp Dive, but we can teach Gyarados Dive. All we need is a Magikarp to appear on the rod. Let's go over here. Seriously, like... They should make fishing easier. Or at least less frustrating. What is happening? Come on. Thank you! Now, give me the proper Pokemon. That's it. I'm getting a knockout for this. What can be said, really? I mean... I don't know. What can be said? Nothing, really. Anyway, what I was thinking of, I could just talk about something that just came to mind that I could discuss as we're trying to do this. I was thinking, as far as the Pokemon Sun and Moon playthrough goes, I should say Pokemon Moon, female Magikarp, what I want to do is try to spruce up the way I do the videos. I'm thinking of, well, I've recently seen that YouTube has an automatic thing of, like, not annotations, but clickable links for other videos at the end of current videos. So I think I might want to try to do an outro for the first time in my videos. I gotta decide, how do I want to make it happen? Like, I should probably do some testing and see how the automatic video clickable things go for YouTube. See if I can learn a little bit about that little system that they have going on. Finally, male Magikarp. Now, how do we deal with this? I'm gonna Thunder Wave it, and we can't weaken it with anything. Could we? No. And Splash. No, if you didn't watch the news update yesterday, and if you haven't seen the information on the Pokemon Sun and Moon website, you might not be aware, but Magikarp is getting a huge buff in the Alola region. It can use Z-Splash. What does that do? Well, kind of nothing. But what they said is the Z moves now have a... Hang on, Pokeball. Z moves now have, like, if it's an attacking move, it's just a boosted attack. But a status move, or something that doesn't cause damage, like Splash, it actually gets a Z power up. Of course, you only use one Z move per battle, but it says Z Splash, still has no effect, except it does, what would it be, drastically raise the attack stat of the user. So, could you imagine, you know what I just realized? You could keep Splash on your Gyarados, and drastically raise its attack stat with a Z Splash. That's actually kind of crazy. Alright, Magikarp's data added to the Pokedex. Magikarp, the fish Pokemon. Magikarp is virtually useless in battle as it can only splash around. As a result, it is considered to be weak. However, it is actually a very hardy Pokemon that can survive in any body of water, no matter how polluted it is. Not bad. So let's nickname the captured Magikarp. We will name this Pokemon in honor of what we are going to teach it. And if you've seen some of my Wi-Fi battles in the past for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, or I should say Omega Ruby because I don't play Alpha Sapphire, Dive Bomb is the Magikarp slash Gyarados. So I'm just gonna head back to the Pokemon. Do I need to? I'm gonna go head back to the head back to the Pokemon Center anyway. I can't even speak. Just to heal up anyway for the sake of doing so. Get that Thunder Wave PP back for us, and we're gonna take a look at Dive Bomb the Magikarp and see what we're working with this admittedly underwhelming Pokemon. But once we hit him at level 20, then we have someone to work with. So let's check him out here. I haven't done a whole team recap. You know what? Let's start checking out Skippy first of all and see how he's been doing ever since being recovered from the injury box. Of course, he has the Torrent ability, upping water moves in a pinch. He's at level 34, and Lax Nature is a boost for his defense while dropping special defense. No held item because he was just taken out of the box, of course, and attack and defense are both 73. He's got Surf, Mudshot, Foresight, and Rock Tomb. And of course, here we have the newest addition, Dive Bomb the Magikarp. Sounds weird to say. With Swift Swim, okay, boosting speed in the rain, but of course that will change once we get the evolution. And Naive Nature, which is actually another boost to speed and lower special defense if I recall correctly. And speed is 23, same as HP, and Splash. Not a Z-Splash, just a Splash. So what we're going to do now, although I usually don't like to use the experience share, I kind of want to in this situation because, like, the reason I don't want to use it, if you gain boosted experience, that's all well and good, your level will increase quicker, but you don't gain the EVs. At least I don't think you do with experience share, maybe you do, but I don't like speeding up the level, not evolution, the level training for Pokemon, because in the short term, their stats are going to hurt because of it, but I kind of need to speed through this game a little bit, so what we're going to do is, we're going to lead with Dive Bomb in the front. We're going to put Skippy up in the second spot. We're going to do some switch training for both of these Pokemon, because Skippy needs to get back up to speed with the team as well. And as we step out of the Pokemon Center, we are going to begin a grinding montage to try to get both Pokemon ready to roll as quick as we can. Let's begin. Alright, let's finish up with the training here. I'm going to switch Dive Bomb back to the front and give him back the experience share. Because I wanted to get the evolution on camera. I didn't want to just speed through that. And we are pretty much at the point where we can get Dive Bomb to evolve up into Gyarados. So let's get into some final battles here. And as I was saying previously, I want to have a nice outro for the Pokemon Moon playthrough. I gotta think, what can I do? Something kind of, you know, fancy and stylish, but like I said, I gotta sort of play around with the system that YouTube has in place and just see how does the layout work. Like, is it set to the last, like, say, 20 seconds of a video or something? I do not know. But let's drop this field with some good powerhouse damage. And as I do so, what is this? This is Tuesday as you watch this. So that means there's only 2 episodes remaining. So as soon as we finish up the training here, I want to head into the, what is it, the Seafloor Cavern, I think it's called, which we will be able to track down Team Aqua, who has taken that submarine, and continue the story forward. So does this Spheal knockout give us the experience we need for Dive Bomb to level up? There we have it. Level 20 for our Magikarp. But a Magikarp, he is no longer. Evolution into Gyarados. Now the name's going to make sense. So I am going to teach him Dive almost immediately. So for the rest of the episode, I probably am going to continue to switch training Dive Bomb. I don't think he's going to get too high of a level at this point yet. I'm not going to really focus on training him too much. He's currently here just to do some diving for us, but I'm not going to count him out just yet because he gets some pretty powerful stats as a Gyarados. And learns Bite, although that is special based, and special attack is not the best thing for Gyarados. So let's go ahead and take the experience share back and switch him behind Skippy. Let's take a quick look at his stats. He now has Intimidate, of course, like all Gyarados have, and attack of 60 for a level 20 Pokemon, not bad. Speed 47 is the next highest attack. Let's just go right ahead now and pick up the, or not pick up, let's grab the Dive TM, Dive HM. I keep calling it a TM. And Dive Bomb is going to have what is basically his namesake attack, Dive. There we go. Alright, so let's get one last little bit of training, I think, for Skippy, just to move things along here, and then we will head down towards the Seafloor Cavern. Can we get a level for our Marshtomp off of this field? I'm going to say probably. Let's take it down. 2 Mud Shot should do the trick, and then we'll fly back to Moss Deep City, heal up, and then move up. One Mud Shot does the trick. I was so excited when I saw that I stumbled my words again. Alright, and if you noticed during the grinding, we did give him the Shell Bell just for like healing purposes, getting some damage off on things, because I had to switch him in. There's a few times when the Spheal that we were fighting was kind of scary. Ooh, speaking of scary, not really, Golbat. Now, Rock Tomb has been missing a lot. It might miss again. Let's wait and find out. Connect. Alright. This shouldn't be a KO, but I think Surf will get the knockout after this. Let's find out. So, what else is there to mention for the time being? Not really too much. I'm kind of focused on what's about to happen in just a moment, because it's something that's been a long time in coming in the playthrough. How did you not faint, Golbat? Come on. Drop, would you? Something cool is about to happen. That's not what's about to happen. Well, it is, but that's not what was cool that's about to happen. Can we break through, and can we land the Surf attack, and can you just faint, please? You don't need to make this episode any longer than it already is. Goodbye, Golbat. And with that, Skippy hits level 36, the long-awaited level 36. Look at all the HP we get back. 1 HP for that Shell Bell. There we have it, level 36. HP goes up by 5, pretty good. And here we are. The final evolution for our starter Pokemon. That's right, if you followed along in the Wi-Fi battles for Omega Ruby, you know that I do have a Swampert named Skippy, and this is the guy right here. The first time I've had a starter Pokemon evolve all the way up, unless you count Blaze, the Charizard, Sheldon, the Blastoise, and Sprout, the Venusaur, but they weren't my starting Pokemon, they were just starter kind of Pokemon. Anyway, let's go ahead and head back down to Moss Deep City and heal up nicely. And you know what we didn't do? Check the Pokedex entries for these 2 new Pokemon. Let's do that quickly. We'll check Swampert first because it's the closest. Swampert, the mudfish Pokemon. Swampert predicts storms by sensing subtle differences in the sounds of waves and tidal winds with its fins. If a storm is approaching, it piles up boulders to protect itself. And now for Gyarados. That's Magikarp. Gyarados, the atrocious Pokemon. Once Gyarados goes on a rampage, its ferociously violent blood doesn't calm down until it has burned everything down. There are records of this Pokemon's rampages lasting a whole month. That's very atrocious indeed. And good to have it's on, or good to see that it's on our side. We have its power to make use of ourselves. So we got about 10 minutes or so, 9 or 10 minutes for the episode. I don't know how far we're going to make it to the seafloor cavern, the underwater area. But I know there's probably going to be a number of trainers along the way. I'm not going to try to purposely dodge them, but I'm going to just kind of go make a beeline for that underwater cavern. If I encounter a trainer, we'll get some experience. If not, then oh well, maybe we can come back and get them later on, because I do want to try to get to the legendary encounter before the end of this playthrough. I shouldn't say the end, but the temporary pause of this playthrough, because of course, as I've said many times, once Sun and Moon come out, I'm going to be focusing on that for probably at least a week or so. Probably about a week and a half, now that I think about it. Anyway, wild encounters? Not really. Unless the level is comparable, I'm not interested. So let's go ahead and lead. You know what we should actually do? I'm going to lead with Dive Bomb anyway, because he still needs switch training. And, oh, can't use Dive. I'm going to switch the moves around. Dive is the most powerful. I'm going to say Tackle's probably the next best because it's physical, Bite, and then, oh, Splash. Wait a minute, what does it say? It's just a Splash, has no effect whatsoever. Well, wait until we make it a Z-Splash, and that's going to be something. So, Route 127. We could dive here. I don't think this would connect us to the seafloor cavern, though. It's possible. Alright, Dive Bomb. Do you think you can take this thing out? Actually, no. Can you run from it? How does a Gyarados not escape from something like this? Come on. Well, let's go ahead and... You know, I didn't want to click run again. Do you think Dive Bomb could do this? I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to switch into Skippy. Why not bring Skippy in just to run? Because we out-level this thing by 10. So I think we should be able to escape from it. Water Gun. Uh-oh, that's neutral. What was that? 9 damage? No, 11 damage. Whatever. Anyway, let's try diving here. See if this does connect us. Now, when I used to play this on the original Game Boy Advance, I would hold my breath the entire time I was underwater to see... Like, sometimes I see this in movies. People will be underwater, and they're underwater for an awful long time. I've kind of wondered, would a person be able to survive that long underwater? So I hold my breath with them, just to see. And I realize, of course, it's not quite fair, because they're exerting their body by, swimming around. I am just kind of sitting there motionless, therefore not using any extra energy. But sometimes I would hold my breath doing this, and then I kind of decided I'm not going to do it for this playthrough because I kind of need to talk to you guys, I can't just leave it completely blank and completely speechless. But is this the cavern? The sub. And you notice it looks a little bit different than it does in the remake, of course. I like how they made the remake show it like either a camera up or a Sharpedo. Light is filtering down. Up we go. We are in the seafloor cavern. Alright, any items? I don't think so. It's going to be a lot of Team Aqua battles. Should I switch train? You know what? I'm going to try. We're going to give it a shot. We need strength. Well, here's what we're going to do for the time being. Since we do not need Splash, Dive Bomb, we're going to teach you strength for the time being. I know I said I'm getting Dive Bomb for the idea of not overloading Pokemon with TMs, or HMs, but in this instance, we're going to go ahead. You know what we're actually going to do? We're going to keep Splash for the time being. I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to do it. I'm going to replace Tackle. Because Tackle is just terrible as it is. Splash, arguably, is worse. And easily arguably. But I like the uniqueness of the fact that he can't relearn Splash. Now, eventually we will forget it, of course, but whatever. For the time being, Tackle's gone. Strength is here. Smash! And let's start pushing some of these rocks around. And there's Team Aqua just waiting to roll. We've got time to take on maybe 1 or 2 trainers. And I'm looking forward to getting to the exciting part of this area. But first of all... Yarr! We don't need to kid around! Go on home already! No. So, what Pokemon will you lead with? Alright, you got 2 Pokemon. Poochyena, level 37. Alright, so, fortunately, by leading with Dive Bomb the entire time, Intimidate is going to be a very nice thing to work with. Let's go into... I'm gonna go Skippy, because he needs the levels. And... does he learn Earthquake naturally? I can't remember. If he does, though, you know I'm gonna probably replace Mudshot, but, for the time being, Mudshot's gonna be the way to go. He's still holding the Shell Bell, too, isn't he? Look at that! Look at the power of Swampert! He's not even Mega Evolved yet, and he won't be for quite some time. Next Pokemon in... what's it gonna be? A Carvanha. Now that's slightly scary, but slightly not. We can handle that. We got nice defense, come on. Mudshot should take you down. Your defense is terrible, Carvanha. There we go. Alright, so a little bit of experience for Dive Bomb, but Skippy's gaining the most of it right here by knocking out that Carvanha all by himself. Not bad. Take that, Team Aqua Grunt. I want to go home! Then go. Out of my way. I want to get to the cool part. Come on. I want to get a promotion so I can boss around the grunts. Well, you're not going to get it by being defeated on the first attempt. I'm trying to think, which way should I go? I'm going to wait and do this later. I'm going to see if I can deal with this Team Aqua Grunt down this way. I want to try to get as much training as I can while I'm here, because I think as soon as you complete the main part of the adventure here, then all the Team Aqua members would be gone. So, basically just going to switch Pokemon for the running purposes, but you know what? Nah, it's not worth a knockout. Let's just go to Skippy. The experience wouldn't really be worth it by knocking out this wild Zubat. I wonder if I should just use a Repel. That might be the smart thing to do. Do I even have one? I normally don't want to use Repels, but that could come in handy. I want to deal with the trainers. Super Repel, let's do it. Alright, so nothing but the Team Aqua Grunts to deal with now. Of course, I'm going to leave with a level 20 Pokemon. Then it's going to negate the effect of Repel, which I didn't even think about. Anyway, a level 34 Golbat would be pretty decent experience, so I do believe Scruff can get the knockout on this. So that was a wasted Repel, wasn't it? Oh well, I could just switch out Dive Bomb, but I want to keep him in the front just for the purposes of getting some experience during the trainer battles. So, I'm kind of okay with this, though. Like I said, I don't like to use Repels, and therefore I technically haven't even gained the use of one because of forgetting the level thing. But let's deal with this Team Aqua. Oh, he saw me coming! That submarine, it's tiny inside! I'm sore all over! All over again. What do you got, Team Aqua? Carvanha. Alright, so we are going to intimidate you, which is good. It's going to reduce the power of your Dark and Water-type physical attacks. Wait a minute, Dark and Water are both special-based in this generation. Intimidate did nothing to stop you, although the other one did have Takedown. And that is scary, so I'm going to switch again. I don't want Skippy... No, you know what? It is intimidated. How are we faster? Carvanha, you're supposed to be quick, aren't you? Alright then. And Shell Bell heals us nicely. Was that just one Pokemon? It was. Boom! Losing makes me sore. Man, you get sore over everything. What's your deal? That submarine we jacked, man, it's brutal as a ride. It's way too tight in there. That's a shame. And Wild Encounter. Just a Zubat. This is going to be a runaway. So, as we get away from this Pokemon, I'm going to say that probably pretty much wraps up the episode. In fact, you know what? I'm going to run. I'm going to head through this door and save it on the other side of this door. We're going to pick up our adventure through the Seafloor Cavern in the next episode. And things are moving forward for the legendary encounter, which I'm pretty excited for. It's been a while since I've dealt with a legendary Pokemon, but it's going to be quite a situation to be sure. So I want to say thanks for checking out today's episode, everybody. Sorry there wasn't too much happening, but I guess we're moving forward with the story slowly but surely. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to throw a like down below. If you didn't, you can dislike it. Just let me know what I did wrong and what I could improve. Possibly I could improve my speaking. But what I can improve for future episodes of the playthrough. And of course, as I've mentioned, Pokemon Moon is going to start this Friday. I got 2 more episodes of Sapphire for tomorrow and Thursday, and then the long-awaited Alola region of Pokemon Moon will be starting on Friday. So if you liked the episode, feel free to leave a comment down below, let me know what you thought. And if you missed any episodes thus far of Pokemon Sapphire, you can click the link in the description to the full playlist and see the entire adventure as it's played out so far. And with all that, Professor Chaz is going to sign off for the day. Thank you once again for checking out today's video, and I am signing off, and I'll catch you next time.